Welcoming on Cam from Drew and Stu. Hey, are we giving a round of applause or what? Come on.
Right. I was doing a thumbs up.
So
I was drinking water.
Cam, we haven't seen you since the Super Bowl. How you been?
I've been pretty good. Yeah, the Super Bowl was interesting. I had Philadelphia, but we hit a lot of props there. What a wild game. It was great. My girlfriend's still a little bit rattled because I was supposed to take her to New Orleans if Philadelphia won the game outright. So now I better hit something in the NCAA tournament or golf. But there's lots of stuff to bet on.
Yes. Yeah. And we know you're coming back for that with Drew and Stu. You guys have like this crazy rabid audience, but we wanted to have you on.
To talk about the Masters.
To not talk about the Masters.
Damn it.
We're talking. We are going to do that.
The Masters at another time. I got some flyers for you guys.
We are going to do that. But here's the thing. Jesse knows how to do a bracket for March Madness, which starts tomorrow. Steve and I know nothing. And we would like to get involved because, we've always sort of been, I've done it, but I don't know what I'm doing. Is there a way to do it as a beginner? And that's why we want to have you on to do this properly and maybe ensure some success. So some of the people in your pool, you kind of make them look stupid, even though they've been doing it for 15 years.
No, there's no way to do it. Actually, I prefer the dumber you are, the less you know, the better you'll do in March Madness. It's actually funny. One of those things, paralysis by analysis. The more you know, the worse it gets. Like, I actually watch college basketball and I'm nervous going, okay, I think I know what teams are good or whatever. And then it's kind of like the teacher that I had in high school when she played pro line. I go, wow, how did you win $24,000? I went to the city that I'd rather vacation in. I'm like, okay. So my research all week, that was pretty stupid. What a waste of time. Like, you know what I mean? That's how people win this stuff. You take a few underdogs, but you have to ride a couple teams that you like, I guess, go all the way. And this year it's pretty wide open though. Like they're like, I'm gonna say this, guys. An 11 seed, a 12 seed, they can win a couple of games, but actually winning the whole thing, you want to take a 1 to a 3. Okay. I don't think there's like Flyers that can actually go all the way and win. There might be a St. Peter's this year. Back in the past, George Mason, you can get to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, but actually winning the whole thing, eventually it catches up with you. So, the team that's basically, a lot of people like Houston. A lot of people like the Houston Cougars. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think the Houston Cougars are going to win. I had I took Memphis in their conference tournament in the American Athletic. They beat them. The problem is Houston has a player, Sasser, one of the best players in the nation, and he's out. He says he's going to play in the tournament, but he's hurt. And without him, the Houston Cougars, they have a lot of problems. One of the best defensive teams in the nation, but they'll have problems scoring. So sometimes, guys, you look at the favorites, and then you put a line through the favorites that you don't like. But there is one favorite that I do think will go all the way to the finals. I bet them at plus 185 to win the South. That's Alabama.
Okay.
Betting regions is probably a good way to go, too, like betting the Final Four. So I have Alabama coming out of the South at plus 185.
Jesse, what did you have there?
One team I really like is Kansas. And I think,
yes.
Steve, Kansas should be your team.
Why?
Because of their star player. You're going to absolutely...
James Reimer?
No. You're going to absolutely love their star player.
Who?
His name's Grady Dick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And Dick can shoot, guys. The problem is when Dick doesn't shoot, they got big problems. Erectile dysfunction. And that's the problem with Kansas. Dick needs to be on fire and really hit. Anyway.
He's a great basketball player.
Yeah.
Unfortunate name.
Viagra line too. Anyway,
but
I don't know what's happening here. But he is actually a really good player.
Yeah, he's a great player. They're a good bet to reach the Final Four. Like, get decent odds on that. But yeah, Steve, I think you should be rooting for Kansas and Grady Dick.
Grady Dick. Listen, all this analysis aside, which team is named after the fiercest bird?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I know.
It might be the Jayhawks.
Oh,
I don't know if a Jayhawk's a fierce bird.
Yeah,
there, Steve. I party with these guys in Vegas. They're usually 350-pound guys wearing windbreakers from 1982. So I wouldn't think the Jayhawk. He's more of a drunken bird. I think he's the type of guy you'd like to go. Birds had a keg party. That's the guy I want to party with and do funnels. Okay. The Jayhawk.
Okay, well, I want the team with the fiercest bird to win.
Okay,
that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Adam, do you have an answer?
In the interim, I'm going to go with Grady Dick.
I don't know what a paladin is, but there are paladins.
Is that a bird?
Furman. It's funny you guys mentioned Furman. And out of the game, I actually like them to cover the spread versus Virginia in game 1. A paladin, I think it's like a diamond or something. Anyway.
Okay. What about the Creighton Blue Jays? 6th seed.
Cheap. A lot of people like Creighton. We like the Toronto Blue Jays here on the show, fellas. So we do like Creighton.
And
I
what
have
about
them
Aggies?
winning a couple of games. Know who I like though, guys? Out of the Midwest, Texas. Let me explain. I know you guys like Kansas, but Texas at plus 350 on Sports Interaction, I think that's a very good bet. They played Kansas the last 2 games and beat them by a combined 36 points. This team's hot. They had some coaching controversy earlier on in the year. The kids don't care. Chris Beard's gone. Doesn't matter. Watch out for Texas. I have them to win the Midwest at plus 350.
Okay.
Hot team.
Now, before we wrap it up, it might be this one, guys. It might be this one. I think I found the fiercest bird. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh,
Let's go, Iowa.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty. Is a golden eagle stronger than a Hawkeye?
I don't know. I don't know.
Head in the East.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Golden
tough.
Eagle.
That's tough. I have no idea.
But you need a varmint rifle to get a 3-star golden eagle.
That's right.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
You
Hey,
guys want me to give you some I just have some regional picks. And
Give
a
it to
couple
us.
Flyers if you want.
Give it to us,
I got
please.
Alabama to win the South at plus 185. I like Marquette to win the East at plus 450 with a sprinkle on the Memphis Tigers. See, that's a fierce cat. 12-1. West, we're going with actually the team everyone loves, except for this year. Gonzaga at plus 425. I also like TCU as a crazy dog at 10-1 in the West, and Texas plus 350. Alabama to win it all at 7-1.
Cam, thank you so much for joining us today. It's such a pleasure to have you on again. And we're going to have to do this a little bit more because I know the Masters are coming up, but Jesse desperately wants to start on that. But also,
Amazing.
Enjoy March Madness, and it's great to have your show back, man. We're pumped to have you guys back and doing more picks on the network.
We appreciate it. Love my boy Cameron too, Drew Steven. Watch Casey Dick. Light it up, baby. Let's go.
Woo! Let's go, Dick.
And here's what you need to do. Go to sportsinteraction.com. You can check out the March Madness bracket. It's free to play. We're all doing ours. And Steve, get your Angry Birds. Let's go.
Fierce.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.